Today, we are accustomed to highly partisan, bitter political debates. The Electoral College is one of them. In 5 minutes, you will understand what all the fuss is about. Welcome back to Explaining Difficult Stuff. In simple terms, we will explain what the Electoral College is, what it's comprised of, how it works, and the reasons for and against it. So, let's dive in. The Electoral College has been controversial since the Constitution was written. This stems from the fact that the popular vote does not directly elect the president and vice president. They are officially elected by the Electoral College. In the 2016 presidential election, the debate heated up again. The soon-to-be president lost the popular vote, but received a majority of Electoral College votes to gain the presidency. The Constitution gives each state as many electors as it has representatives, plus one for each senator. For example, California has 55 representatives and 2 senators. Therefore, it gets 57 electoral votes. Previously, the number of electoral votes for each state was based on population statistics from the 2010 census. Because of population shifts based on the new 2020 census, some states will gain or lose votes. For example, Texas will pick up 2 votes, and California will lose 1. Remember that you must add 2 to each state because each has 2 senators. Every state must have at least 3 electors, regardless of population. Currently, there are a total of 538 electors based on the following congressional headcount. There are 435 state representatives, 100 state senators, plus Washington, D.C. gets the minimum of 3 electors. An absolute majority of at least 270 electoral votes is needed to be elected. Even though state officials calculate the popular vote, the people only indirectly elect the president and vice president. They are officially elected by the Electoral College. Opponents claim that voters in smaller states have more voting power than in larger ones. For example, look at the most and the least populated states, California and Wyoming. California has a population of 39,600,000, and that population gets 55 electoral votes. This breaks down to 1 electoral vote for every 720,000 residents. At the other extreme, Wyoming has a population of only 581,000 people, and they get 3 electoral votes. This breaks down to 1 electoral vote for every 194,000 people. Now hypothetically, suppose we allowed California to get 1 electoral vote for every 194,000 people, like Wyoming. That would mean, instead of California's 55 electoral votes, they would get 204. Likewise, applying California's ratio to Wyoming would give Wyoming less than 1 electoral vote. Because Wyoming only needs 194,000 people to get a vote, and California needs 720,000, it appears that the Wyoming voters are more influential. This prompts opponents of the Electoral College to claim that voters in less populated states have more influence on the election. Now let's review different points of view about the Electoral College. Why do proponents think the Electoral College is a good idea? First, they believe it reduces election fraud by preventing a state from inflating a candidate's votes to affect the national outcome. Second, it ensures all areas of the country play a part in selecting the president. It gives candidates an incentive to campaign in low population areas that might otherwise be overlooked. Next, it gives minorities a defense against majorities. Lastly, it prevents a candidate from receiving more votes than any other candidate but failing to capture the majority. Of course, there is always the other side. The following are the reasons some dislike the Electoral College. First, it does not prioritize the general election of the nation. It isn't consistent with the principle of one person, one vote. Second, since the outcome in certain areas is a foregone conclusion, candidates only focus on states whose outcome is in question. Next, it suppresses the minority vote. Lastly, the population of the United States is over 330 million people, yet the president is elected by a majority of only 538 votes. Well, there you have it. You now know why some people like it and others do not. In conclusion, the advantages and disadvantages of the Electoral College will continue as a heated topic. One side, likely the Republican side, will claim it protects states' rights. The other side, likely the Democrats, will say it allows candidates to pay little attention to low population areas and focus on states whose outcome is up for grabs. A definitive conclusion is difficult because both sides present defensible arguments. Where do you stand? I said we would be done in about 5 minutes, and we did it. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, and subscribe to Explaining Difficult Stuff. Every time someone subscribes, it makes our day. We appreciate it. It gives us the incentive to keep reaching out to people of all ages with our videos. The link below offers a more detailed article about the Electoral College. Thanks for watching Explaining Difficult Stuff. By the way, there is no cure for curiosity.